guys, and welcome back to my channel. First of all, don't forget to subscribe by clicking the button down below, and if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. Today I am filming a kind of an interesting video. People kind of get all caught up in trends, and right now the big trend is of course highlighting and color correcting. But I wanted to show you guys my highlighting and contour routine and just try and simplify it for you at home, because sometimes the videos we watch are so technical and not everyone needs such heavy makeup on their face. So I thought this would be a really fun way for me to show you how I contour very slightly and also show you how to play with highlight, because I love to pack on the highlights. So keep watching if you're interested in learning how to contour and highlight. Okay, so the first step is concealer. Now, this little brush, it's like a little buffer brush. This is from a Morphe set that I found on HauteLook.com. But if you don't have this exact brush, that's okay. This is really easy to do. You're gonna find a really dense brush, and it's gonna be small so it can fit obviously like under your eye. And yeah, I don't know what else to tell you guys about this brush, but just look for something really domey and kind of dense so that it will nicely smooth out the product underneath your eye. For concealer, of course, there's tons of concealers out there on the market that you can use. You don't have to buy this exact one, but for me, this is my favorite concealer. This is the Naked Skin by Urban Decay, and I wear the shade medium light neutral. So if you have the same skin tone as me, this will probably work for you. They have a few different shades, so of course, go ahead and make sure you pick a shade a few shades lighter than your actual skin tone and lighter than your actual foundation. So what I do is really simple. It's not that complicated. I take my concealer, and I love this one too because it has the wand. And what I do with this is usually you can do like a little triangle shape right below your eyes. But what I like to do on an everyday kind of basis is just to put a little bit on like this under my eyes. You don't need a lot because this concealer is really thick and creamy, so it goes a long way. And what I do is I basically blend it like this under my eyes, and you can just take your time, make sure you're just going all the way out to the hairline and then downward. Like you're creating a triangle, but you don't need a lot of product, and you don't need to draw a full-on triangle on your face. You can, of course, if you want to, but on a daily basis, you really don't need that much product on your face. And it's $28 concealer, so this is how I make it last long. So as you can see, it's already just like instantly brightening up my under eye area. And yeah, I really love this concealer. It's really buttery and creamy. So now I'm gonna do this eye. Just really small strokes. And you know, your under eye area is really delicate. So if you can tug on it as little as possible, it's gonna help with the wrinkles. You won't get as many wrinkles because you're being really careful with that area of skin. So again, back all the way to the hairline and down, just creating that triangle shape, really blending it in. I just love the effect. You guys can see it's instantly brighter right below my eyes. And then if there's any extra, what I do is just kind of run it down my nose, you know, help highlight my nose, Cupid's bow, and like right down here. So make sure you get as much use as you can out of this product. Okay, so then the next step is you want to set that concealer that you put underneath your eye, and I'm going to use the Kat Von D Shade and Light palette for this. This is basically the only thing I really use for contour on a daily basis. I have the Anastasia Cream Contour Palette, and I do like to use that, but that's mostly for special occasions. I don't really have the time to contour with a cream product and then set it and kind of do my whole face. That takes a lot of time to blend too. So on a daily basis, I really like this palette. The powder is just so finely milled. It's not like overly pigmented, so you don't have to worry about being like really light-handed with this stuff. And there's a variety of shades. So the middle shade is obviously what I use the most, but then there's a darker shade and a lighter shade. So I really like it because if I ever have friends come over and they, you know, are a lighter shade or darker shade than me, we can contour with this entire palette. So to set my under eyes, basically I'm not picky. I just kind of dip into all of these, just like mix it up. And I use the same brush because I don't have like 300 brushes, so I just use the same one. And basically to set the under eye, just again, kind of delicately buff this powder into the under eye area. And what you're going to want to remember too with this is it is important to set your concealer, especially if you have really oily skin. Now I have pretty dry skin, so I can get away with not putting powder on my whole face, but I like to set my under eye because this concealer is really creamy, and if you don't set it, it might move around. So that's what you see sometimes when your makeup starts breaking apart. It might be because you didn't set it. The other important thing is to make sure you set your concealer right away. Make sure you look up while you do it so that there's no wrinkles that are being created in your concealer. And I just kind of sweep on that powder underneath my eyes to help set the concealer. Again, I don't pick a particular color. A lot of people like to use like a banana shade to do this, and I think that's fine. I think all of these shades blend really well with my skin, so I'm not overly particular about which one I use. I just kind of use a variety so I don't like waste any of my powder. But some people can use a peachier tone because that helps brighten up any darker areas for them. For me, I don't really have a huge preference. So, and then I just run a little down the bridge of my nose as well to kind of lighten up my nose. And that's, so far, once we set our eyes, that's what it looks like. So on to the next step. Okay, and now for the fun stuff, we're going to contour, and I just kind of want to tell you guys about some tools that we can use. Now, I'm sure if you watch enough YouTube videos, you would have seen some version of this brush, and that's what most people do use to lay down their contour. Now, this brush is a diamond in the rough. This is an e.l.f. brush. I don't know what the exact name of this is, but they only kind of have one like this. So if you get on their website, you can easily find this, and it is $6, and it's really, really perfect for getting a nice sharp line right here on your cheekbones. Now with contour, what I usually do is I kind of start right below my cheekbone area right here, and I kind of know where it is. A lot of people can find it kind of like by touching it. You'll feel the bone right here. Otherwise, you can kind of go like that and you will be able to see it when you suck in your face. So mine's kind of right here. A good rule of thumb is to make sure you kind of stop like at this halfway point. You definitely don't want to have a contour that comes like all the way down to your mouth. You're going to end up looking like the Joker, so it's going to look a little cray-cray if you do that. So what I usually do is I kind of lay it down right here, create a nice harsh line. So what I do is this middle shade, I just kind of press this brush in to the shade and then tap off the excess. That's a good rule. Always tap off the excess so you're not putting on too much product and not creating any fallout. So I'm just pressing this into my skin. As you can see, it's creating a nice shadow right there. And if you look on this side, there's nothing there. Here's the shadow. So we just want to press in the product so it's nice and harsh, creating a nice harsh line there. Again, I'm going to pick up more product because I want to do it a little more intense so that it picks up on the camera. So I'm pressing this into my cheek, and then I'm going to grab some more, put it on this side. This Shade and Light palette, guys, is such a good investment. I know overall people might think the price is a little excessive, but honestly, you can totally get your money's worth with this palette because there's a lot of product. I mean, I've had this for a really long time and I'm finally hitting pan on this. Of course, I don't contour every day, so if you're under the impression that I do, I really don't. This is kind of something I do if I have extra time, or usually on the weekend, or if I'm going out with friends and stuff like that. So this is what you're gonna do. You're just gonna create that little shadow with this brush. Next, I'm gonna switch brushes. I'm gonna use this other guy from e.l.f. as well. This is an awesome blending brush, and I really like it because it's a little bit chubbier than the other one, so it really helps diffuse our contour so it doesn't create such a harsh line. So what I basically do is just kind of sweep this over that line I just laid down, really blending it into my skin, as you can see. So there's that, just kind of diffusing that harsh gray line. And then on this side as well, just kind of blending that out so it's not as harsh looking. It's so important to blend in makeup. You can never blend enough. So I'm just doing that, and so as you can see, creates a really nice shadow on each side. And then what you always want to do too, you don't want to just have two lines, you want to dust this around the perimeter of your face. So I like to put this in my hairline just a little bit to just kind of even out my contour. And then of course on your jawline you want to put a little bit on, going in sweeping motions. I don't know, I don't have a huge technique when it comes to these things. I just kind of blend. And yeah, so it just kind of makes sure you form a nice shadow around your face. So it makes your face look skinnier, creates a shadow in the crevices of your face, and then you've highlighted the parts that are coming out of your face. So you want to create a nice balance. So if that helps at all, what I'm saying, if it makes sense at all. So just kind of blend, and I think it's pretty well blended here. So let's continue on to the next step. Okay guys, so the next thing we're gonna do is bronze our face. Now, your contour is usually gonna be a shade, a couple of shades darker than your foundation or your real face shade, because you wanna create a shadow, but you can still bronze over that. Now, if you wanna contour with a bronzer, you can definitely do that as well. Again, there's no real rules saying you only can contour with cool tones. That's just the palette I used. I haven't really done a warm contour. Well, no, that's not true. I have done that before, and I think it looks really beautiful, especially in the summertime with a tan. But again, this is just a contour video. This is just the basics that I do, and I just wanted to show you guys. So basically, I have my contour down, and next I go in with a bronzer. This is just the Model Co bronzer. I got this in a Ipsy box, and it's a really amazing bronzer. I don't know if you can see, but I made a huge dent in it. And then this is my favorite bronzer brush. This is the Morphe M527. This is an amazing brush because it's nice and airy, and you can really pack on the bronzer with this. So if you're looking for a nice brush to bronze with, I would suggest checking this one out. And so always dust off the excess, and then you're just gonna go ahead and put some bronzer on. I love bronzer, so it might be a little excessive for you, but you know, do what you feel. Again, this is just a guide, so you don't have to do it my way. If you want to try this out and see how it works for you, you can. If you think I'm crazy, you can let me know that too, or if you have any tips for me, I always appreciate any good feedback. And so yeah, basically I just put some of that on, and it just brightens up my face. As you can see, the contour is still there. This is just to add some color back into our skin, still creating a glow and kind of enhancing your features. That's what makeup is all about. So I've put some bronzer on, and we're gonna do the next step. Now, depending on how much you love blush, you might really enjoy this step. For me, I just kind of put it on really lightly because I'm a bronzer girl, but I mean, I still have a jillion blushes. I'm sure you've seen my blush tag. So if you haven't, I will link it down below so you can check it out. But this is a new baby that I picked up. This is the Urban Decay Gwen Stefani collection. Can we take a minute to talk about how gorgeous the packaging on this thing is? Like, yeah, it's so beautiful. It might have been a packaging buy, but I'm really excited for what was on the inside too. I was really interested in this collection. I just didn't want to buy anything because I didn't think it would work with my skin tone, but I ended up picking it up, and I'm really excited to use it in this video. So for the sake of being able to see blush, I'm going to use the shade Easy. It just looks like a nice, oh my gosh, that's a lot of product. It looks like a nice pinky, glittery shimmer shade. So basically, I like to tap on my blush. I think it kind of helps disperse it on the skin. If you go like this and that's all you do, I feel like you'll just have a big pink line on your face. So I like to tap it so it kind of sinks into your skin, and then just blend. Always blend. When in doubt, blend it out, girl. Okay, and then just tap, 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 and blend, blend, blend. And I don't really put blush anywhere except on my cheeks. That might seem like an obvious statement, but some girls like their blush, and you know, it is what it is. But that's all I put on. I just like to keep it like just a flush of color. Again, I love bronzer, I love highlights, so I'm really minimalistic on the blush. Okay, and then the last step is highlight. My favorite step of every step when it comes to makeup is highlight. And I know a lot of people are really interested in highlight, but they're intimidated and they don't know what is always good to get. So hopefully this part of the video will help you a little bit. Now, my go-to tool right now is the Morphe M501. A lot of people also use fan brushes for highlights, so it's just preference. I don't like a fan brush because sometimes I feel like it really puts a skinny line on your face and it's really hard to blend out. So I prefer a brush like this. This is a little tapered, but it's also really fluffy. So it's not gonna like put a harsh line. It's very easy to diffuse with this. So that's wonderful. And I'm just gonna go with my favorite go-to highlighter of the month. This is by Jaclyn Hill, Champagne Pop. She's a queen. If you haven't checked out her YouTube channel, you should. She's probably the only YouTuber I feel like you would need to watch to survive because she's that good. She's so fun to watch. So anyway, this is a highlight that she created with Becca Cosmetics. And if you don't know Becca, they basically make the best highlighters ever. So if you're kind of trying to decide what kind of highlighter to get and you only have $40, throw it in at a Becca highlighter because there's a lot of highlighters on the market right now, but these products are so glowy and so well made and they'll last you forever and ever and ever. You don't need a whole lot. So grab a Becca highlighter. That's my recommendation. So basically what I do is I tap my brush onto my highlight because I don't want to use too much and basically pick up the product. And what you can do if you want to be a little extra is Fix Plus to help foil. And I really hold the brush really lightly and my cheeks are already glowing and it's my foundation because I use the Becca Aqua Luminous foundation. But basically what you do is you find the top of your cheekbone and you just start rubbing that highlight on. And you just want to make sure it's really diffused. So you don't want it to look uber streaky. You're just, sorry, my hair is getting in the way. But do you see that? Do you see that highlight though? And you guys will be kind of shocked, but this is how much highlight I wear to work. Like, I don't give a about how much highlight I have on. I love highlight. Like, look at this side and look at that side. Do you see that? If you don't see that from Mars, then I'm not doing it right. So just flick. I don't really have a technique for this, guys. You just kind of have to blend. And we're going to do this side. Ooh, yeah. Highlight. Okay. You can also throw some like right there on your brow bone if you want. But the other place I like to put it is right above your eyebrows. Helps catch the light. And then, of course, you want to do down the bridge of your nose. Oh, yeah. My favorite spot to put highlight on is the Cupid's bow. It's so pretty when, like, the light catches it. And then right here on my chin. Okay, and so I have highlighter on now. You can also go the extra step if you really want to harshen out your contour. You can bake and basically set your contour and do all of that. I'm gonna not do that in this video because again, I just wanted to do a quick and easy contour highlight video for you guys just to kind of learn the basics and give you something to like follow along with. So this is basically what I do for a contour and highlight look. Obviously I maybe wear a little less highlighter if I'm going to work or something, but if I'm going out for the evening or I just want to look super dewy and glowy, I love to do this look. This is my favorite go-to. And then just for extra measure, you want to make sure you spray your face with some Fix Plus because it helps everything soak in. Again, this is a little travel size of MAC Fix Plus. So if you don't quite believe me and you don't want to put in all your money, $22 worth towards one of these full sizes. You can pick this up for 10 bucks, and this is a travel size. So I kind of like to have it with me because I can put it in my purse, take it wherever I go. But this basically helps set everything. And yeah, basically this is how I contour and highlight. Okay guys, so I hope you enjoyed this quick contour and highlight video. I just wanted to get this out there so you guys kind of had a starting point. If you have any questions, please go ahead and leave them below in the comments. I would be more than happy to talk with you and answer any questions that you have on contouring and highlighting. It can be super intimidating, but hopefully this video made it a little bit easier for you. Again, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And if you like my channel, don't forget to subscribe and let your friends know so we can all talk about makeup. I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Thanks for watching. Bye!